And welcome back to the All Juve Cast channel, where of course it's all Juve all the time. I'm Alberto. I'm going to hit you with the news surrounding La Vecchia to April 28th. Today we have a report and a rundown on all the youngsters at Juventus, and of course we are going to get into our president Agnelli's words. He had some interesting words around the certain scenarios that have been discussed around Juventus. So all that right now. All right, everybody, before we kick this thing off and get into the Juventus news, there were multiple reports from multiple sources this morning that Mino Raiola had passed away. Unfortunately, we fell victim to this as well and made a post on Twitter. We quickly followed it up and we're happy to report that Mino Raiola had not passed away. Okay, it was false news. Very unfortunate situation that these outlets got it wrong. He may have been technically dead for a period of time because he is, of course, in critical condition and battling. But as far as complete passing is not the case. He is alive and still battling, and we wish Mino Raiola the absolute best and a full recovery. So there you have it on that front. Now, without further ado, let's get into the Juventus news. Okay, the youngsters. We're going to kick it off with Rovella. Rovella likely, based on his experience that he's gained in Serie A, to be a part of Juventus next season. When you look at Miretti will most likely be heading out loan in order to gain his experience in the top tier. Now, Fagioli is another one that was very heavily linked as being part of the fold next season with Rovella. There are a lot of midfielders. We still have to wait for outgoing scenarios, but right now he's at Cremonese. He is thriving, and they have a possibility of gaining promotion into the top tier. If they do gain that promotion, look for Fagioli to remain there, and this would be probably best case scenario for Fagioli because he is thriving there, knows the system, and he's comfortable. This would be a great term for him to gain his experience because he's already set in place and has his role amongst that team. So look for that to most likely be the outcome there. Now, in terms of Sule apparently is going to be evaluated in the summer to look if he can be part of Juventus next season. Dragusin, we brought up Dragusin's name yesterday. 99% that Dragusin will be moved on, either on a loan or a sale in the summer. So 99% being reported that Dragusin will move on. De Winter could also be moving on, and the reason is because the player does not want to be a fringe player for the senior squad and does not want to do the U23 thing any further, so he could be looking to go abroad. This is sadly one of the outcomes when you have a lot of good young players and you can't necessarily get them all the commitments that they're looking for. Still shines a light that the project as a whole is doing very well, that you are getting into the scenario where you have a lot of them that feel like they're ready for more minutes at that higher level. But again, if you cannot grant them, then you do run the risk of having to move some of these on. It's just part of that game. Overall, though, still shines a positive light on the project that Juventus has with the U23s. Now, there you have it as a report on those youngsters. Now, let's get into our president, Agnelli. Agnelli was asked about all the recent topics that have been discussed on social media revolving around himself and Juventus. Of course, Del Piero was brought up, and he had nothing but good words about Del Piero and just saying that basically he is welcome at Juventus anytime, as he should be. He is the man when it comes to Juventus. Asked about Beppe Marotta, and he said, sure, he misses him because on a personal note, they were very close and whatnot. But unfortunately, the ideas and visions went separate directions. Now, when you look at Allegri, he was asked about Allegri, and he says the same thing that Allegri really has said all season, and even more recently when Allegri said that this season cannot be rated because he's already just laying the foundation for next season. And Agnelli just really shared the same through different words, basically saying that they have a long-term vision. Allegri is part of that, and they're going to focus on the young core, that being Chiesa, Dusan, De Ligt, and Locatelli. So there you have it on that. Now, in terms of the Scudetto, this was my absolute favorite response, and I'm sure it's all of our responses. The Scudetto, Agnelli said, I hope for a collective suicide and for us to win the remaining 4 games. There you have it. There you have it. It would be all of our dreams, but that's how our president answered, and I absolutely love that answer, all right? And it is the right answer. Let's hope for it. Hey, I know we're dreaming, but again, it's free to dream, everybody. Hopefully we can get it done, but let's not bank on it. At the end of the day, we just got to get that Champions League spot, have a strong summer, and I feel we'll be back in the top contention next season for the Scudetto. That's it for your news roundup today. Again, everybody like the video. It goes a long way to helping the channel and the pod. And subscribe. And all of you that are subscribers, don't forget you're automatically entered in to win this black away kit with Vlahovic on the back of it. All subscribers automatically entered. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Let's get in there. We're almost at 1900. We're pushing for 2K by season's end, and I think we can get there. So like the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget tomorrow is a special time and day for our match day live. We're not going to be doing it on the actual match day because that match day will be taking place at 3:30 a.m. my time on Sunday, and it would just not work to do a match day live before it. So we're going to do it tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Make sure you're there to join us. All right. And until then, fino alla fine, forza Juve. Ciao.